All right, hello everybody. DSP here live on the stream. How you doing? Today, ladies and gentlemen, is Friday the 13th. Today is the one day a year. The one day a year when we collectively say it's the unluckiest day of the year. It's the day when Jason Voorhees roams the streets. Sometimes he roams Crystal Lake. Sometimes he roams the streets of small towns. Sometimes he goes to New York. And sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, he goes to space. But, yes, today's Friday the 13th. And what better day could there be than to be playing a survival horror game all day long? Right, ladies and gents? Pretty cool that the release of The Evil Within 2 corresponded with Friday the 13th. I like what they did there. I'm sure tons of people who are into Halloween, who are into horror, who are into this kind of thing are going to be heading out and playing The Evil Within 2 today. I am one of them. In fact, last night at 9 p.m. my time, because I live on the West Coast, I played about 2 hours of The Evil Within 2 for a premiere night stream. It went pretty well. People seemed to really enjoy it. And boy, I have to say, I was surprised. I was shocked in a lot of ways. Because The Evil Within 2, even though, yes, there's still third-person gunplay and the like, it may rank up there amongst one of the most changed franchises in modern gaming history. An open-world environment, okay, instead of linear, dialogue trees with the characters you talk to, actual side content missions. These are all things that were completely absent from the original Evil Within game. In fact, most people said the original Evil Within was far too linear. It just seemed like it was a linear game, with gore thrown in to say it was a horror game. This is very different. I couldn't believe it when I entered the open world portion last night, and I was like, what on earth is this? It's so different. Right? And it's a pleasant surprise, but at the same time, I don't know how long it's going to last. You know what I mean? Like, there may be segments of the game that are open world, but maybe that's not the whole game, because we did play, the intro segment of the game was linear. So, I'm not sure how. Maybe it's going to vary between linear segments and open world roaming segments with side content. I don't know, but it was a breath of fresh air. Let's put it that way. After The Evil Within 1 being such a linear experience, it was very, very refreshing to see this happen. And by the way, where we're going to resume right now on stream as I start playing the game today is right there in the open world segment. So you're going to get a taste of this right away. If you didn't have a chance to watch the 2 hours of gameplay I did last night, you're going to get thrown right into this new gameplay experience right from the get-go on today's stream. So, pretty excited for today. Today I'm doing double streams of The Evil Within 2. This first gameplay stream will be roughly around 4 or so hours of gameplay. You got to factor in that, I got the pre-stream now, and sometimes it can last a while with the amount of cheers and stuff that I get. And then later on, I take a break. So you figure we have roughly around 4 hours of gameplay on this first stream. And later tonight, I'll be doing a 2-hour gameplay stream. That stream will start between 7:30 and 8 p.m. Pacific time. Now, if at any time you miss any portion of either stream, no worries. I am recording all of this gameplay footage, and it will be uploaded to my YouTube channel, DSPGaming, immediately following the appropriate stream whenever it ends. Now, at least for now, folks, within the first 12 hours here that I've had videos of The Evil Within 2 live on YouTube, the good news is they have not been demonetized. I was very nervous because, if you're not aware, my entire playthrough of the original Evil Within 2, or Evil Within game, excuse me, was demonetized on YouTube. Now, it doesn't mean that no ads show up. It means that it's considered not advertiser friendly, and therefore the ads that I will get on those videos are very scarce. So there will maybe ads playing, but they're not going to be the big money-making ads. To give you some perspective, a video that has good ads enabled, all ads enabled, typically will make roughly around between $1.50 to $2 for every 1,000 views that it gets. Videos that are considered demonetized or not advertiser friendly literally make like 50 cents or less than that. Some people have reported up down to like 5 cents, 10 cents per 1,000 views, which is pretty insane. So there's a huge discrepancy. But luckily, I for whatever reason, it hasn't happened yet. I have been looking and checking, and so far, so good. And this makes me actually feel pretty positive, because the bottom line is for new releases. In general, the rule of thumb for new releases is that most people will watch the videos within the first few days. So whenever the game releases, the first few days, that's when I get the massive majority of views on most new release playthroughs that I do. There are a few exceptions. For example, my Yakuza playthroughs. For whatever reason, whenever I play a Yakuza game, initially it won't get a lot of views, but over time, the views on those playthroughs grow and grow and grow. So I may play a Yakuza game and each part has like 500 to 1,000 views, and then months later, they all have like 5,000 views on them. I don't know why that is. I don't know if it takes a while for them to show up in certain territories or something. I have no idea. But that's always been the case with certain playthroughs of mine seem to do better over time. But in general, the rule of thumb is I will get the vast majority of views on a new release playthrough within the first few days. So as long as these videos don't get demonetized in the first few days, I'm good to go. So right now I'm feeling pretty positive. I was really worried they would instantly be demonetized. They were not. So that's good news, okay? So last night I played 2 hours of this game. Today I'll be playing a good 6 hours of this game. So by the end of today, I'll have been 8 hours into The Evil Within 2. I hope to see some crazy shit today. I hope to see some varied gameplay. I hope we have big boss fights and all kinds of stuff. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I'm pretty excited to see whatever we're going to find today, okay? Now, this weekend I'm a little indecisive, and allow me to explain. So, both Saturday and Sunday, I have the entire days to play both Evil Within 2 and or Shadow of War, okay? Monday I don't, because Monday I'm doing the late night premiere of South Park: The Fractured But Whole, alright? So, both Saturday and Sunday, I have the option to do double streams. Sunday will be a little tight, because I'm actually got to do the weekend preview as well. But I've decided I still want to do a double stream anyway, so that way I can get as much gameplay in of both The Evil Within 2 and Shadow of War before South Park launches on Tuesday. Alright? So, here's why I'm torn. I don't know what people are going to want to see more. For example, I know there are people who've been showing up every day to watch me play Shadow of War. And I really like Shadow of War. I think it's a great game. And I'm in a part of the game where I have choices between I could advance the plot, or I could just recruit orcs. I'm not sure what I want to do. But here we are, obviously, with The Evil Within 2, which is the hot new release for today, and everyone wants to see it today, which is why I'm playing it all day today. So for tomorrow, I have 2 gameplay streams available. Should I do another full day of The Evil Within 2 to see maximally how far I can get in the game? Or should I split the day? Okay. Should I split the day and do, say, half of The Evil Within 2 tomorrow, and then the second stream Shadow of War, something like that? And same thing for Sunday. Should I play one game all day, or should I split the day, half Evil Within 2, half Shadow of War? That's kind of the dilemma I'm up against. I don't know what's going to be more in demand, and I am a little nervous, even though I know I'm 60-plus videos into Shadow of War, 16-plus hours of gameplay already into Shadow of War. Alright? I am nervous that if I don't keep playing Shadow of War, that those who are following along the playthrough will fall off and say, well, I'm not waiting anymore for Phil. Okay? At the same time, I don't want to, you know, play Evil Within and then, again, not play enough of it. If people are really into it and loving it, you know what I mean? I don't want to disappoint them. It's a tough situation, alright? It really is a tough situation, because I know I have South Park looming in the background this week. And I know when South Park comes out, are you kidding me? I mean, that's the game I want to play the most, probably almost this entire gaming season. I loved South Park: The Stick of Truth. I love the turn-based style RPG that it is. And we know it's going to be even cool with superhero powers and everything. It's going to be so good. The game's going to be outstanding. And I can't wait to play it. And that's going to permeate my week. It's going to be South Park on the brain constantly. And, you know, I just know. I'm supposed to be talking about it. I'm giddy about it. I can't wait to play it. Okay? I can't wait to play it. So, that being said, I'm not sure what to do this weekend. I've got to decide. I got to think about it. No matter what, there's going to be a game that's lingering when I play South Park. There's no way I can beat both Evil Within 2 and Shadow of War before South Park releases. It's just not viable. It's not going to happen. that's kind of okay because the next big new release, if you're not aware, folks, is actually at the very end of the month. It's the 27th of October is the day when all 3 games, Assassin's Creed Origins, Wolfenstein the New Colossus, and Mario Odyssey all release the same day. So technically I have 2 weeks to tackle South Park and whatever I have left, which is good. Okay. So, yeah, let's see what happens. I got to decide for myself this weekend what I want to do. If you want to give me feedback, you can obviously tell me in stream chat. I already see some people are saying, just do Evil Within 2 as much as you can. That's the hype game people want to see right now. You can always tweet me at @theycallmeDSP. You can email me, darksidefil@hotmail.com. There's many ways you can contact me and give me your feedback. Okay? Sound good? All right. Let's see here. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to talk about before I get to the plugs, and then we get to gameplay, obviously. I really have no updates on anything. I know people periodically ask me, Phil, do you have an update on that lingering thing that may be bad for you? No, I don't. Phil, do you have an update on, like, people, I think Atlas Telemon was getting at, do I have an update on that upcoming event that I'm going to be doing with Twitch? No, I don't. I don't have anything yet. They actually told me it was going to take a couple of weeks for them to get me the finalized details. So more than likely the next week during the week I'll be hearing from them. I guess we'll see. Oh, excuse me. Oh, excuse me. See, Black Mage C-Type, he just said in the stream chat, I'm cool with doing either option, just don't quit Shadow of War. See, and I agree. I like Shadow of War. I don't want to quit Shadow of War. I want to be sure that no matter what the choice is, all right, that I don't just start dropping games left and right. And I don't want to drop Shadow of War. It's really a good game in my opinion. It's a game that I want to continue. So, yeah, I'm not going to just drop it out of nowhere if I can help it, you know. Don't worry about that. It's just the matter of fact is when am I going to play it, I got to balance it with everything else. Okay? Okay. Ash40 says, don't stop putting your videos on YouTube. I am not in any way, shape, or form considering stopping putting videos on YouTube. So don't worry about that either. You know, YouTube, even though, let's be really honest here, everyone. Even though this year, pretty much YouTube fell apart for everybody. You know, the website tanked, ad revenue tanked. They don't listen to the content creators at all anymore. They demonetize everyone's videos. And people are completely going out of business who were making a living doing YouTube. For me, YouTube has become my backup, meaning, yes, I keep uploading videos to YouTube no matter what. I am fully aware that there are people who want to watch my live streams and either can't because they don't have the free time when I do them, or they just don't have the bandwidth. I'm fully aware that watching a live stream takes a lot more bandwidth than watching an on-demand video on YouTube, okay? I will not stop uploading my gameplay videos to YouTube if I can help it. Even if it comes to the point where I'm not even making money doing it, I would probably still consider doing it, since it was the YouTube viewers who got me where I am, who got me any kind of viewership. It would be pretty selfish of me to say, oh, screw YouTube, I'm never uploading there again. Okay? I understand that. And honestly, right now, alright? Right now, I still get a significant chunk of my monthly income from YouTube. No lie. It's a little bit less than half, but it's still a big chunk. And that's why it does concern me with a game like Evil Within 2. If it's going to get demonetized or whatever, that's going to negatively affect me in a big way, alright? Eventually, I'd like to be totally free from that kind of control of YouTube deciding to do stupid shit and screwing me completely over. And let me tell you guys, if you guys continue to show up for streams and continue to do what you've been doing all year in regards to, you know, cheering, subbing, tipping, and everything, it's very reasonable that within a couple of years, maybe I won't have to worry at all about YouTube income anymore. Right now, we're not there yet, but if we keep it up, every month's getting better and better. All right? It really is. So thank you to everyone who's been doing so much to be supportive and to keep me going and, you know, to keep everything the way it is. I am very appreciative of that, okay? Thank you for all of your support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay? All right, so now let's get to plugs. Let's get to the plugs, get these over with, and then we can start with gameplay. Fair enough? So first of all, folks, my Patreon for this month, the goal has been set. If you're not aware, my Patreon goal for this month at patreon.com/darksidephil is a PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds Marathon. This is a game that people have been asking me to play for months, but I've been very reluctant to do so, being that it's a PC exclusive. And as you know, I have issues playing PC games. But because people have asked me so much to check it out, I've decided to kind of cave as a patron event. Now, the thing is, I'm going to be so busy with new releases that I wanted to set it up as a Patreon goal, so that way, you know, even if I take time away from these brand new hot releases, it won't affect things negatively. So if we hit my Patreon funding goal this month, of which we're about $250 under right now, FYI, if we do hit it, I'll be doing a 7+ hour PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds Marathon in a celebration as an event and a thank you for your contributions, okay? It's going to take place at the end of November, and the way it's going to work is either if the game has already been released for the Xbox One console, which it's supposed to be by the end of this year, I'll be playing it on console, all right? If not, then I will be doing it on PC. And the way that I'm going to do it is I'm not going to record. I'm just going to stream, and I'm going to use Twitch's auto-archiving feature to basically automatically create these videos that I can upload to YouTube afterward, all right? That way, I'll avoid using so many resources on my PC that the stream will chop up and the videos will look like shit. Hopefully. I'm thinking if I just stream, I should be able to do it, okay? Okay. So that being said, everybody, please consider pledging to my Patreon this month. Let's make this happen. Let's make the PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds event happen. I'm excited for it. Everyone's been wanting me to play this game for months. I said this is the perfect opportunity to do so. Now, in addition to the monthly goal that you're contributing to, if you do pledge to my Patreon, you get personal perks. For example, text or verbal thank yous in my videos. Premium forum access where you can chat it up with other patrons. Getting your questions answered on my bi-monthly Q&A show, Ask the King, which is actually happening on the 26th of October. That's the next episode. That's going to happen right in the midst of all the hot new releases this month, so lots of great questions I'm expecting for that episode. In addition, you can get a private Q&A video made just for you, where you could personally ask me questions, and I'll take about 20 to 25 minutes to answer your questions in a private video, okay? So please, ladies and gents, consider pledging to my Patreon for all of the awesome things that you get. In addition, I get your support. I mean, your patron funding every month allows me to pay the bills around here, like the electricity, the internet, the cost of games, everything. It's become an integral part of my business, and your support is greatly appreciated. I want to say thank you to everyone who rallied last month in September and made this September goal happen, which is a Halloween marathon that's going to take place at the very end of this month, all right? Right now, people are still nominating games for the horror marathon, and they are voting on the category of costume I will wear for that event. I will let everyone know the results shortly, because I believe it's actually going to be within a week to a week and a half. I'm going to be setting up the actual poll for the games to be played during the marathon. Not just the nominations thread, but a poll where they'll be voting individually on what games they want to see. Okay, and pretty soon I got to head out and get the costume, because I know if I don't get the costume within a week or two, it won't exist anymore. All the costumes will be sold out around here. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right. Thank you, everyone. Now, also, there's my Teespring at teespring.com/stores/DSPGaming. This is my merchandise store where you can buy t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, stickers, mugs, and more. Here it is. Here's some of the designs that are available, but there are tons of designs. I think there's over a dozen different designs up there that you could actually check out. Sorry, I got distracted because someone cheered, and I was reading the cheer, and I got distracted. By the way, I'm going to be giving everyone shout-outs for their cheers and subs and tips in just a moment. Okay? As soon as I finish with my plugs. Excuse me. Excuse me. All right. But yes, please consider getting something from my Teespring. In particular, folks, number one, it is getting colder in a lot of places because it's autumn. So hint, hint, maybe a sweatshirt or a hoodie. Number two, Christmas is right around the corner. And I know there are thousands of people out there who love watching my stuff. Maybe you know one who would maybe want a piece of, merchandise or, clothing or something for Christmas, right? Just hint, hint. It does ship worldwide, by the way. You just got to give it a look. It'll tell you the shipping cost when you're at checkout. So, all right. And by the way, anything you buy from my Teespring store, I get a pretty good commission from. So thank you to everyone who has done so in the past. I appreciate it. Okay. All right, and last but not least, ladies and gents, if you're here live on stream and you're watching and you're enjoying the gameplay today, all day, because, 6 hours of this today, and you're getting hype and you want to, get in on the fun, you can either cheer, sub, or tip. If you do any of those things during the course of today's stream, I will be giving you a verbal shout-out when I get a chance, all right? Now, if you cheer 50 bits or more, if you sub to the channel and click on the share button, or if you tip me $2 or more, you'll actually get an on-screen notification that was custom designed by longtime fan and viewer Dr. Zombius. He's been doing all the animations for me this year. They've been amazing. He's made the stream so much better because of them. And I gotta say thank you to Dr. Zombius. I just gotta give the guy so much credit because he does it as a hobby. He basically likes doing it. And he's designed special ones just for this month of October for Halloween. And they're awesome. Pretty good stuff. So, if you would like the verbal and the actual audio, excuse me, I said verbal already. If you'd like the verbal and visual thank you, which I meant to say, do double recognition. If you do 50 bits, or you sub and click a share button, or you tip $2 or more, you'll get both, okay? All right. It's time, folks. It's time for thank you shout-outs. First of all, overnight, we had Boz2161, who did a 575-bit cheer. Thank you very much, Boz, for the overnight support. Even though I wasn't streaming, I appreciate that. And Golden Colts, let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Golden Colts cheered 1,000 bits overnight. Thank you, Golden Colts, for the support. I appreciate it. I really do. Again, the fact that people are cheering when I'm not here is pretty encouraging. All right. Thank you very much for that. Now, right before I started the stream, Octoa, who is a regular, also cheered 50 bits and said, I won't be around for the beginning of the stream, so here's 50 bits to get the party started. Thank you, Octoa, for the support, and hopefully you'll be back at some point today to check out the stream. Shout out to my fucking Balzich, I think we know what that means, who resubscribed to the channel for the 3rd month in a row. Thank you very much for the resub, sir or madam. Since you're Balzich, I'm going to assume you're a sir, but you never know these days. Okay. Shout out to Booty Call Me, who did a 10-bit cheer. He says, what drinks did you get? Today I am drinking the white grape and raspberry V8 energy drink, which has green tea, vegetables, and fruit. In fact, this particular drink has, let's see, sweet potato juice, white grape juice, purple carrot juice, and Concord grape juice, and some red raspberry juice and green tea. That's what's in my drink today. And it tastes pretty damn good, too, let me tell you. All right. Shout out to Silent General. Silent General gave me a 501-bit cheer here on pre-stream. Thank you very much, Silent General. That's going to definitely make you the cheerleader for today's stream so far. By far. Okay. Shout out to Darth Radovan Viking, who did a 100-bit cheer and says, what is the Weinstein saga? Oh, God. I really don't want to get into it. I'll say it short and sweet. Hollywood is a fucked up place where these giant walrus-like fucking rich as fuck producers create movie studios and production companies, and they make good stuff, don't get me wrong. These guys have an eye for talent, and they make these great television series and movies and stuff. But it's obvious when you have a climate where you have these kind of fucking guys in this tremendous amount of power that they're going to take advantage of, just like any human in any powerful position, right? They get corrupted, and they use their power for horrible, horrible things. This particular guy, Harvey Weinstein, decided over the course of his, some 25, 30-year career of being a huge producer in Hollywood to basically sexually molest women. And we're not just talking anyone. We're talking big movie stars in their early days. Gwyneth Paltrow, Rose McGowan. Some of them were accusing him of rape. Some of them were accusing him of just making these crazy advances, being completely naked and saying, give me a massage, trying to kiss them against their will, groping at their privates. Yeah, pretty fucked up stuff. Well, in my opinion, the most fucked up thing is that it took till 2017 for this to come out. I guess it's always kind of been the whisper behind doors of Hollywood that he was like that. and he's had a history of it, but only finally now did the mainstream media finally get enough evidence to start writing stories about it and blow this whole case apart to the point where his own company, he was partners in his company, the Weinstein Company, along with his brother and a bunch of other top guys in Hollywood. They fired him from his own company. They said, we can't have you besmirch this company with your gross sexual actions. So he's fired, and now his wife left him and took the kids. And basically his whole life is falling apart. We're finding out he's a piece of shit. But now other Hollywood actresses are coming out and saying, you know, it's not just him. That basically there's this kind of upper crust elite group of producers in Hollywood who have always made a habit of doing this because no one ever held them accountable, because they're like, well, if you upset the top producer in Hollywood, you'll never work again, right? You'll be blacklisted. You'll never get a job again in Hollywood. And that's fucked up. But, you know, thank God it's finally coming out, but at the same time, when it takes 30 fucking years for something to come out like this, it's like, Jesus, we couldn't figure this out earlier. You know, but I don't know. Again, I'm not in Hollywood, certainly. I don't know anything about it. I don't know who's in on it or anything, but that's this Weinstein saga, okay? All right. Shout out to Griffinbox, who did a 50-bit cheer and says Rob Zombie needs to make a survival horror game. Well, I don't know, because if Rob Zombie made a survival horror game, more than likely it would just be 90% guts flying through the air, because that's pretty much what his horror movies have been. They've been pretty intense. Let's put it that way. You know what, though? I'm sure some people would like that. Some people, that's the kind of shit they like, so. All right. Shout out to Plizat5. I apologize because I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. But you subscribed. You're a new sub. Thank you very much for the sub. I appreciate it. Shout out to YOLO Dopper, who did a 10-bit cheer and says, do you have any funny trick-or-treat stories? I'm sure I do. However, that would be a great question for Ask the King. This is not Ask the King. This is a pre-stream to a gameplay stream, and I don't want to spend all day on it. So please ask that for Ask the King, and I will answer it. Shout out to R2DF, who did a 10-bit cheer. He says, please drop Shadow of War for Evil Within 2. Well, I already said previously, I'm not dropping anything, all right? It's more of a matter of what am I going to focus on this weekend, and what am I going to be playing more extended. And I don't know. It seems like some people are saying just play a lot of Evil Within 2. I guess I'll have to see how this goes, okay? Excuse me. Okay. Shout out to Griffinbox, who did a 30-bit cheer. He says, have you watched Boo, a Medea Halloween, or any Medea movies in the series? I think it's a decent horror comedy, but it may not be your cup of tea. I've never seen a Medea movie because, I don't know. To me, it's kind of like Mrs. Doubtfire, and I didn't think Mrs. Doubtfire was funny either. A guy who's cross-dressing and blatantly is not a woman, acting like a woman, trying to be funny. Like, to me, that's not funny. But that's just my personal preference. I don't think that's funny. Some people may. Okay? I don't think it's funny. So, why am I going to watch movies based around that as the sole focus of the humor when I don't think that's funny, right? Imagine if Mrs. Doubtfire had, like, 14 sequels. That's pretty much what we're looking at here. All right, shout out to Shadow Steve, who did a 50-bit cheer. He says, Shadow of War is a great game. Why don't people just boycott the loot boxes? Instead, they miss out on a great game. A shame, really. Shadow Steve, I have a good answer for you. Here's why. Because people are not mature, okay? People are not mature enough in the head to realize that the world is not black and white, okay? In a mature adult world, you realize everything's shades of gray. Not anyone is always definitively right. Not everyone is always definitively wrong. There's a lot of different perspectives, and you learn to walk in the shoes of others. The perfect example here is Shadow of War. The game is outstanding. The game improves upon the entirety of the formula of Shadow of Mordor in almost every single way. The combat is more free-flowing. There's way more abilities in the game. The Nemesis system is much improved. The actual parkour / the ability to move throughout the map is much improved. It doesn't have a slow start like Shadow of Mordor did. The plot is great. I mean, there's a bunch of fun, unique characters. You're fighting fucking Balrogs and Nazgul. It's pretty much everything a Lord of the Rings fan would look for in a video game. It really is. But, yes, the game has this shitty practice of having loot boxes as an option to advance through the game at an advanced pace rather than taking your time and grinding in order to beat the game, which is the way that it's intended to be played. Alright? Now, the problem here is that we live in a very immature world and a very immature culture. Again, if people who were in positions of power and people who had big followings on YouTube and the internet were mature adults, they'd be able to see the video. They'd be able to see the situation objectively. And they would say, listen, the loot box situation is shitty, but the game is good. So if you like this type of game, still buy the game, because there's been a ton of time, effort, and work made by these game developers to put out an amazing game for you. But boycott the loot box system. Do not use it. Because if you play an outstanding game and you ignore the loot boxes, they probably won't keep implementing these loot boxes into future games. Instead, that's not what's happened. Instead of having the gray area kind of mentality, right, we have to be black and white. So because this game has loot boxes in it, ban it. Do not play it. Boycott it completely. Fuck the game developers. Fuck WB Games. Fuck anyone who worked hard on this fucking outstanding game, which is one of the best games of 2017, hands down. Fuck that game and ignore it completely. That is the mentality of a 5-year-old. That's the mentality of an immature idiot who doesn't realize that you can still understand that there's a great game there that you can enjoy, just don't support the loot box system. And the way that that's created, that situation, is for immature audiences to get hype and to get negative drama stirred up so you can get more views and more money. That's why this whole situation's been like that. Because a small group of very powerful YouTubers who have giant audiences and everyone seemed to trust, instead of being mature about the situation, literally did the opposite and said, well, don't play any games with loot boxes, boycott this outstanding game, and let's make a big hoopla on social media about it so we can get more views. And that's exactly what's happened. And it's pathetic. It's pathetic that the mainstream gamers are so sheepish and followish that they just believe everything they're told, and they're going to ignore one of the best games of the year just because it has a loot box system in it that you can ignore. And that's the other thing I have to emphasize here. You don't ever have to buy a loot box in the game, ever. Yes, there may be an end game grind of 5 hours. Oh no, a grind of 5 hours. Should that be in the game? No, of course not. There shouldn't be any grindy parts in modern video games, yet they still exist. But you could ignore it and still beat the game fine. You don't need the loot boxes. It's just a shortcut for those who have money to burn and want to blow through it. All right? Do I support the practice? No. But should people boycott a game that's outstanding, better than the original and one of the best games of the year, just because it has a bad practice in it? No. That's the mindset of a small fucking dumb child. An ignorant idiot. A mouth-drooling moron. That's who does that kind of stuff. Okay, so there you have it. There's your answer, and that's the honest answer. All right. Shout out to the frog in my throat, who did a 10-bit cheer. He says, I thought you said you weren't running a business. Well, technically I'm not. Technically I'm not. I am not a legally registered business or anything. When I say business, I mean the way I make my money, but technically I'm considered an independent contractor. I don't have a legally registered business or anything like that. Excuse me. Shout out to Lester Unlikely, who did a troll cheer and tried to insult me. So I'm not going to read his cheer, but I am going to say thank you for the 10 bits, dummy. Shout out to Booty Call Me, who did a 10-bit cheer. He said, it's time for me to become a movie producer. Oh, God. The Weinstein saga is not supposed to be an inspirational tale for you. Jeez, way to take this whole situation the wrong way. Shout out to Grivenbox, who did a 20-bit cheer. He said it took everyone a long time to stand up to Harvey Weinstein, just like they did Bill Cosby. You know what? That's true. Bill Cosby was another one of these really influential people in Hollywood and the industry who had a history of, you know, abusing women. Look how long it took for anything to come out in that regard, right? Shout out to Darth Vader Van Viking, who did a 502-bit cheer, and he has now become the cheerleader for today's stream. Thank you very much, Viking, for your cheer. R2DF. Oh my God. R2DF having a very immature mindset cheer here, saying people should boycott the game. That's ridiculous. I just literally said you should not boycott the game. That, you know, and gave you the reasons why. But if you want to be immature about it, you can be immature. I can't make everyone see the light. All I can do is tell you from a mature adult perspective, you shouldn't ignore one of the best games of the year, which years of hard work and development skill went into, because WB decided to put a loot box system into it that you can ignore. And shout out to The Guardian. The Guardian subscribed to the channel for the second month in a row. He says, thanks for all the enjoyment, Phil. Well, thank you, The Guardian, for your support. All right. That is it for the shout outs so far today, folks. Thank you very much. Let's now begin here with The Evil Within 2. So as I said at the very beginning of pre-stream, we're actually starting in the open world segment. I actually just got some of the optional content, the crossbow, from the open world. And now some more optional signals have opened up in the world, so I'm going to sneak across and see what I can find. You can also loot all the houses, which is pretty cool. Loot all the houses in this, little open world town. So let's see how this goes, okay? Wow. X-Crate in the stream chat just said, Phil supports loot boxes. Wow, you're an idiot. You literally are deaf. You must be. You either have creatures living in your ears, or you're just stupid. If that's actually what you think. Because I literally just denounced loot boxes about 10 times, and for you to say that makes you stupid. Okay, very nice. I know, it's probably bait. I know. Everyone's saying, oh, you got bait. I know. Obviously, it's bait, but sometimes you just got to call an idiot an idiot. What can I say? All right, let's begin with our big marathon day of Evil Within 2 right now. Thank you, everybody. Let's begin.